Hello everyone, my name is Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we are going to tie a awesome fall pattern. This is a Boobie pattern that I've been playing with for about 3 years now, on and off, and I think I finally got it down to where I'm happy with it. How's that? Now this is one that I've been, like I said, I've been experimenting with, and I've been tying it in different versions and different styles and different tying techniques as well. Tying in the booby eyes first, tying in later, so on and so forth. So let's get going. We're going to start off with some orange thread, whatever brand you like best. I'm just going to start my thread and just bring it back to the bend of the hook. Don't go past the bend. And of course the guy with the diesel truck that is parked right in front of our house starts up right when I start my video. That's normal. Okay, now I'm just going to come back just a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'm using a Hends BL354 in a size 8. I tie them in a size 8 and 10. This is a bit on the large side, but I did that just for more for the video sake. Lovely stragglers touching the hook tip. Okay, so first material is going to be for the tail is some tiger barred magnum strips, or there's a kind of an orange and yellow. All right, so I've just cut a tiny little piece off. Okay, and I've stripped a little bit of the material away from the skin. I'm just going to clean that off just a little bit more, and then just sharpen that. Just make a bit of a tie-in point on here. Okay, and then I'm just going to add that in about where the point of the tie-in point is there, where I've cut the angle. I want to tie. That's where I want to start my tie-in point, and then just bring this all the way down and all the way back over top. If you really want to make sure it's secured, you can put some crazy glue down first. Okay, and there is my tail tied in. So that's about the length I like. Could go a little tiny bit shorter, a little tiny bit longer, but that's right about where I like it. Now, just because it's uneven there, I like taking just some, doesn't matter what brand, doesn't even really matter what color of dubbing, but just something to just make that a bit more even to about there, and then go back over top of it, just to even out the body. It's not a big deal. I just happen to use the hair dubbing plus that I've got. But then I'm going to take some, this is ice straggle in fluorescent red, fluorescent orange. I find it a lot more orange than red. And I'm just going to come right up to the front there, just to the tie-in point there. And just I find sometimes with these, depending on the brand of chenille you get, that the core can kind of rip on you sometimes. So just understand that and be ready for it. Just have to undo. So there you go. Okay, back in. And I'm going to stop about there. I want about 2 hook eyes at least of room in the front to tie in my eyes. So I've been tying my eyes in first, and I watched a video from Lindsay Simpson. Go check it out. If I remember, I'll put it in the description. But go check out the Boobie that he ties. I mean, check out everything he ties. It's phenomenal. But so he ties it in last, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that, because I just always tied it in first, and just something I've always done. So I tied it in last for the last, I don't know, couple, 3 weeks here. I've been playing with it last. No, not that long, maybe a week and a half, because he just came out with the video about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it definitely makes the tie much easier. So again, come back a little bit. I take my little dubbing brush and just give them a little bit of a spike out, make sure there's none trapped. And then I just stroke it back, make my fingers a little wet, stroke that all back. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this ringneck pheasant dyed yellow, golden yellow, I think they called it. Yeah, golden yellow. And I'm just going to take the after shaft feathers. So what I'm taking is the Marabou-ish type feather, right? And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stroke it out 90 degrees, get a little bit wet with my finger just so it's manageable. And then I'm going to grab it with my material clip. So I've got it in my material clip. And now I'm just going to cut that and do a dubbing loop here. Now I'll show you another one that I tie as well that's using the full ringneck pheasant feather. But I'll show you that one after. When I'm done, I'll just show it to you. I'm obviously not going to tie another one, but put those in, pinch my feather, my thread, give it a good pinch, give it a good spin, really give it a good spin, and then slowly let it go. There you go. And I take my brush and just make sure those are brushed out. So, and then as I come around, just stroke that back. Okay. Oh, yeah. Not sure if the video stopped. Looks like it did. Oh, no, it didn't. So, weird. My attachment between my phone and my computer shut off, so it looked like it stopped. So, glad it didn't. So, wrap that around. Now, if you've got Marabou feathers that are shorter, then by all means do it. But you see what I mean by the after shaft feather? It's not that long, right? It's quite short. But so now I stroke all that back, and I'm just going to go back over top of it just a little bit because I got to have room for my booby eyes, and I wet it a bit, right? So now I've got my yellow booby eye. You can go with an orange booby eye as well. And I'm going to cut this in half. Now this is 6 mil. I'm going to cut this in half this way. And then I'm just going to round these edges. Now I could have done this before, but just round those edges off. Okay, it's one side. I'll do the other side off camera. Just getting that edge of that sharp edge. Because if you don't do this when you're casting them, these things will spin like crazy. So there we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to actually find the halfway point and just put 4 or 5 wraps right on my thread there. And that looks pretty good. Then bring it, wrap it around until my booby eyes make contact with the fly. Bring that to the top. And then just figure 8 through so you get onto the hook. Right? And this can take a little bit. Again, having those feathers wet will help if it's slicked back, right? And we'll go this way, a couple of times in front of the eye. Okay. Looking pretty good. Now, this is the part I always find the most difficult. I'm actually going to zoom out one because it's looking a little huge. And that's whip finishing these, because you have to kind of get in there and lift those eyes out of the way. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a bugger. I think it's just my big friggin' hands. I get pretty big hands, and being a millwright all my life, I beat them up pretty good too. So just getting in there, getting that whip finish in there. Okay, get that whip finish in there, tighten that up, and then an absolutely crucial for these is to put in, I like putting in a couple of drops of Sally Hansen's, and then I'll do a couple of drops again later. And the reason I use Sally now, if you've got a crazy glue that's really viscous, use that. The crazy glue I've got at home right now is the Gorilla Glue, the brushable, and I find it quite thick. So I'm just going to put a drop or two right onto my bodkin and just get right in there and let that soak into that thread. And then going to get that again, another nice big glob, and put that right between the eyes and let that soak down in there. And that will hold that booby eye, and it'll prevent it from twisting. So I'm just going to put another dollop right in there. So like I said, put a dollop of crazy glue in if you've got a nice viscous one. I do have a viscous one in, which is really nice. This is probably my favorite, is the Mercury Adhesives M5T, but I don't think I can. Oh, I lied. I think I can. I thought I couldn't get the lid off. Put just a dab, because like I said, it's very viscous, this one, and it'll soak right in there. So I just put it right in between there, and it'll soak right in, and that'll allow that so it doesn't twist. But yeah, so this is one that I've been experimenting with in the last few years, and like I said, it's worked quite well for me in the fall, and with that tying technique of putting it in at the end. Now the other one, like I said, instead of using the aftershaft feather, I actually use the ringneck pheasant feather, and it makes it a little spikier. Right now, it will lay flat when it gets wet, but I find that the Marabou just does it a little bit better. So that those aftershaft feathers, and I could have probably put a little bit more feather on, a little bit more aftershaft feather, but I actually don't mind it, like a little bit sparser, because then you got that ice straggle come through, right? So, alrighty. So I tie these. I fish these usually on a fast sinking line, obviously depending on the depth, but if it's 12 feet or well, anywhere from some 8 to 15 feet, I'm using a type 7. Under 8 feet, I'm usually using a type 3. And I'll let that sink. Obviously, I'll do a countdown because I know how fast my line sinks. So I'll let the countdown happen, and then I'll start stripping that strip. Probably, I don't know, 4 to 6 inch strips, fairly quick, and let it stop. Let that thing float a little bit up, and then start over. Strip, right? Sometimes I'll go a little slower. If I'm finding that I'm getting a little just taps, I'll go a little bit slower. But other than that, yep, this thing can be absolutely deadly. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to go check out my fly shop where I'm selling my flies now. It is the FlyFish Fanatic, FlyFish Fanatic flyshop.ca. The FlyFish Fanatic flyshop.ca. Jeez. All right, so just go to my website and you'll see the fly shop on a drop down. So, yeah, which is the flyfishfanatic.ca/fly shop. There you go. Gee. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thailands, everybody.